Alright, so the purpose of this video is going to be going over graphical representations of data sets. Now, specifically, this video isn't going to be going over too much statistical, like trend analysis stuff. This is more specifically going to be going into bar graphs and bar charts and specific types of bar graphs and bar charts. So, imagine you have, a data set. I just picked 2020 and kept it rolling. And then very general, we got 6 sets of data. We got the actual values, we got the target values, and then we got the deltas of the actuals and the targets, right? It's pretty straightforward process. You see what we're doing. Subtract the actual from, or subtract the target from the actual, and then you get the delta. So 2 ways to represent it that come to mind first are bar charts and column charts. What they'll do is they'll go ahead and they're basically inverses of one another, but what they do is they look at your data sets up here and then they categorize them based on the date. So see how each color represents the day, and each data set on the vertical axis represents the process that you're looking at. So if this was a specific pump, right, this shows that pump, how it performed each day. Same deal here. Now, in terms of how to construct these charts, if you guys are new to my videos, you'll notice that I have a very specific type of format that I use, and I think it's only fair if I show you guys this. If you were to make one of these, you would, if you wanted a column or a bar or whatever it is, you would click column 2D, and then it'll give you all this crap, which is obviously not what you're looking for. So let's get rid of that. You are allowed to do this, right? Let's say you wanted 6 sets of data. And then you go ahead, you click insert, you click column 2D, and now you have a similar chart. What you'll notice is these charts aren't that large, they aren't as large as mine, and they look a little bit different. And what that is I go here and then I go to home, and then I always bold my chart titles. I make my chart titles typically a little bit bigger than the rest of the charts, and then I actually make them, I select, even though it says automatic, I select the black color, and you'll notice that it actually does, it changes it a little bit. It allows it to pop some more. Bold, black, bold, black, and then bold and black. Relatively quick. I'll do the same thing for my grid lines. I'll make them a darker color as well. And you can choose to make these whatever you want. This is just my preference. You can make them blue if you want to. It'll look weird, but maybe it doesn't look weird. Maybe that's what you want to see. But I'll just undo that blue and make it black again. But nevertheless, that's how you deal with these. Again, if you wanted to do the same thing, but you wanted to do a bar chart instead of a column chart, you would do the same deal. Change all your stuff. I'm not gonna reiterate that. But one thing I do want to reiterate is a pretty powerful statistical tool. It's called a waterfall chart. Now, a waterfall chart is pretty much useful. The best use I've ever seen a waterfall chart used for is the deltas, right? So I believe this delta was the first 7 days of, I want to say, yeah. So let me go ahead and select my data. The horizontal axis, for some reason, is looking at B. I don't think that's what it should be looking at. there. Should be looking at A. I don't know why I was doing that, but anyways, it's going to plot your dates at the bottom, and it's going to plot your values here. And what was I saying earlier? These are your deltas, right? This is how far off you are from your target. Now, again, this is a generic example. I don't know if it's good to be over target, if it's good to be under target, or if it's better to be perfectly on the ball. I definitely know if it's a target, it would be amazing if you hit the target every day. But sometimes going over target can be just as bad as being under target. So, nevertheless, what a waterfall chart does, rather than just showing you how you're performed each day or in each data set, it shows you cumulatively what you've done. So let's say you started on the first day, so January 1st, 2020. You were 15 above target that day, right? Well, you were 20 below target the next day, meaning it was a cumulative of 5, negative 5. Is where you would be. But then you were 29 above the next day. And then you were 31 above the next day. But then you were negative 6 that day. So you see where I'm coming from with this? What it's doing is, instead of aligning all of these at the same baseline of 0, it tracks your cumulative progress while also highlighting your daily progress. It'll tell you each color. So like the orange is negative and then the blue is positive. So it helps you quickly look at this. You see right away, well, we're better than we were at the beginning of the month. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days where we were in the positive and 2 days when we were in the negative. And I didn't mean to say month earlier. I meant to say week. Sorry about that. But just as a quick example, I'll go ahead and I'll do another thing as well. Let's say we wanted to do this for all of the data that we have. I'll do Control Shift down. And I'll hold Control. I'll select here and I'll do Control Shift down. So I have both of these dates selected, or I have both of these columns selected rather. And I will do Insert, I will do Other Charts, and I will do Waterfall Chart. We'll bring this up. Maybe I shouldn't have done so many values. I apologize for that. Let's bring this up. Let's do it for like maybe 2 months. There, that's a little bit better of a demonstration of what I'm saying. So let me just bring it over here. And then we'll do the same deal. Go. Let's get rid of these grid lines. I don't usually have grid lines in a excuse me, in a waterfall chart. I try not to have grid lines in a waterfall chart just because of the fact that they'll get in the way of the other little lines. And I'll click on my data values. I'll do the same thing. I'll bold them. And then for my other lines. I will format it. Should let you do that. Maybe in this case I wouldn't want to bold them. See, in this I only had 7 days, so I put bold marks around my trends. Probably wouldn't want to do that here, but nevertheless, what you can interpret from a set of data like this is you always start at 0. You had a rough first week there maybe, and then you climbed up the top, and then you had something went on in the second week of the month, but you kind of sprung up, and then you had a really good first week, end of January, first week of February, and then you've been trailing off ever since. So again, it's just a quick analytical tool of looking at exactly what you're doing while also being able to analyze every individual day. So it's cumulative and every day, all in the same chart. And that's why they call it the waterfall chart, because it's kind of how it moves. Waterfall chart. Now, moving forward, in some of the next few videos I'll have in these graphical tools tutorials, is I'll show you how to look into making trend graphs. Line graphs, how to do linear regressions on them, what linear regressions mean, so on and so forth. So thanks for tuning in, and see you in the next video. Right before I leave, let me do that. All right.